Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Morgis, and we're here at the Electric Factory in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Just kind of checking out the bands here at the Shamrock and Roll Festival. It's the last night of the tour, and first one we caught up with is the lead singer of Street Dogs, Mike McColgan. So it was kind of a shorter tour, right, with the Shamrock and Roll Festival?
Yeah, it was 10 dates. Started at Fenway Park, September 8th and 9th. And we've basically just gone up and down the East Coast, and we're at the Electric Factory today in Philly.
So how's the tour been? I mean, there's a ton of acts. There's a lot more than a normal tour. How's it been?
It's a festival. There's two stages. And on the main stage is the Mahones, Street Dogs, Stiff Little Fingers, Dropkick Murphys. Then on the secondary stage, you'll usually have a local act. Like today, it's Dave House, the Parkington Sisters. You have Chuck Reagan as well. So it's a show. It's a typical tour, yet it's a festival at the same time because of the two stages. And most of the shows have been outside. Today, we have the main stages on the inside of the Electric Factory, and then the secondary stage is outside. So it's been an amazing tour, and to be a part of something, playing alongside Dropkick Murphys, Stiff Little Fingers, the Mahones, Chuck Reagan, Parkington Sisters, it's amazing. And then today, Dave House, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that in my estimation.
Now, you guys, a little fun fact is that Mike actually was in the Dropkick Murphys back in '98. And now, is this your first time on the road with them since starting Street Dogs?
Actually, no. In Europe, we've done festivals with them. And then in 2005, we were on the Warped Tour for 2.5 weeks, and they were also on it. So we've been along each other in different touring capacities, Europe, Warped Tour. And even before all that, when we recorded our first album, Savin Hill,
right, some appearances, right?
Al and Kenny came in and sang on the song Stand Up. So relations between the groups have always been like super tight, fraternal, and like strict brotherhood. And one of the most puzzling things for me, throughout the course of Street Dogs is all the ruminations, rumblings of rift or beef between the two bands. And it's never really existed. Why would they come and sing on our first album if there was beef, or why would we be on this tour? Right.
And you didn't leave on.
That's what it's about at the end of the day is music, not fashion or rumors. So the beautiful thing about this tour is that all the bands get that. They're about cutting their teeth and giving 100% and pouring it all out on the concert stage and giving it back to their fans who pay their hard-earned money to come see the group in very difficult times, which is an extraordinary act of generosity. Things are difficult out there, very difficult, probably more difficult since the Great Depression. And, I'm sure I can speak for the rest of the guys in the Street Dogs. We're really grateful to be with our brothers in the Dropkick Murphys on this tour, and then to be playing with such an influential act like the Stiff Little Fingers. I mean, most of the bands on this tour got involved with music because they were influenced by such a phenomenal act, and then to have them on this tour, it's like, really? Like, wow. And they're phenomenal. They're still great.
Now, you didn't leave on bad terms either. You actually left to become a firefighter, right, for the Boston City Fire Department?
Yeah, I left April 4th, 1998, and I soon started the screening process for the Boston Fire Department, which actually took 2 years. And I was hired November 2000, and I worked from November 2000 to September 2004. And then September 2004, we took Street Dogs full-time. Even though I had started Street Dogs in 2002, 2004 is when it really took off. And ever since, we've been touring all over the world and played everywhere, basically. And, I mean, right around the corner, we're going to Australia in February. 5 records in, and having toured with a lot of our favorite acts like Social Distortion, Bad Religion, The Bouncing Souls, more recently Dropkick Murphys, Rancid, Against Me. I think we've made the impact that we set out to make when we made Savin Hill, and we talked about it in the EPK.
Now, what was it like playing Fenway Park in Boston with your brothers and Dropkick Murphys earlier, I guess, this month? I mean, was that just kind of like a big dream come true there?
Yeah. I think a lot of us were just waiting for the alarm clock to go off, and we were going to wake up, and it was all one big dream. I mean, honestly, it was surreal. It was great to be on such a storied and legendary ballpark and be walking around the Green Monster on your way to the dressing room in the executive suites. It's just...
I'm a big Red Sox fan, so you got to tell me, is the outfield like spongy? Is it, what's it like there?
Oh, the groundskeepers keep that field in tip-top condition, like no matter what the elements are doing or the weather, to state it more clearly. It's just great. And then to catch up with family and friends, to be back at home in Boston for me was great. And it's just unbelievable. 10,000 people each night. Each show sold out in a half hour.
Oh my gosh! What do you think? What do you think? Are you a Red Sox fan now? I mean, obviously.
My entire life, I came out of the womb, screaming "Go Red Sox."
So what are you thinking right now? They're kind of in some trouble. I mean, they're only 3 games ahead of wild card. How do you think they're going to pull it together and make it through?
I think they'll pull it together. I think they can get the wild card, and hopefully they'll get healthy enough to play hard. And I think a lot of, any playoff success that they might have, a lot of good coaching is going to happen because of injuries and things of the like. So we'll see what happens, Take it a game at a time.
You gotta hope for the best. So what's going on with Street Dogs right now, though? I mean, your current project, I know you said you're going to Australia. Any, new stuff in the works, or what's going on,
Well, we have the 7th annual Wreck the Halls tour coming this December, and we'll be playing TLA in Philadelphia when we come through. I know also we'll be playing in Pittsburgh as well at Ultra Bar December 4th. I know we'll be posting the dates on Facebook soon. The dates are already at street-dogs.com under the tour dates. Beyond that, we look to go to February in Japan to support the self-titled record that we put out a year ago. And then in March, we'll do the Crooked Drunken Sons run in the U.S. And I think what we're looking to do is re-release Back to the World and Fading American Dream. It's the 10th anniversary of the band. We started in 2002, so there could probably be B-sides, rarities, cover songs that'll come out. We'll also work in conjunction with Murder the Stouter Side project that me, Johnny Marcus, and Hugh Morrison, a guy who plays accordion with us on the album and sometimes live, we'll be working on that. We'll also probably start tracking our new album in November of 2012, Street Dogs record. So it's safe to say that our nose is to the grindstone as usual.
Yeah, you guys seem like busy. I mean, you guys have plans all the way. That's over a year. And the final thing I wanted to ask you about, Dropkick, Stiff Little Fingers, Street Dogs, all these Irish, Boston punk bands definitely bring out a drinking crowd. But when you're on tour, you definitely can't be drinking as much as the fans, can you? Would you survive even? Or what's it like for the band being on these tours like that?
Some of the guys in these bands can keep up or outpace some of the biggest drinkers in that audience, without a doubt. They have a lot of practice. But yeah, you go to some of these shows and there's some serious titans out there of drinking that I just don't know how they do it. They wake up and they're drinking around the clock and somehow they're upright. So, for me, I've been on the wagon for a while, and that's just a personal decision, but most of the guys in our group have a gargantuan thirst for booze, and in the other groups as well.
Right, I wanted to know if it was just like part of their culture or where that all came from, and if they were able to keep up with the audience. But
yeah, they keep up and surpass and join in, and
so that must make for some good tour activities.
Yeah,
interesting times.
Yeah, that stuff remains classified, though.
All right.
Kill anybody.
There you have it, Mike from Street Dogs here, and you guys are going to. What time do you guys take the stage tonight?
Actually, we're going to be on at 6:45 p.m. on the main stage. I think they've going to be opening the doors at 4:30, and like I said earlier, Dave House is on this thing today. We're all looking forward to seeing him. He'll be outside on the secondary stage with the Parkinson Sisters and Chuck Reagan as well. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing.
All right, Mike McColgan from Street Dogs, guys. Thanks a lot, Mike.